Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you want to know more about Summon Wars, the game, you are in the right place because in the next videos I'm going to show you the starter set from the second edition, the master set from the second edition as well, and all these expansions from these different factions. Stay tuned. So after this introduction, this is the video dedicated to the starter set from the second edition. The disclaimer here is that I only have experience with the second edition. I don't know the differences for the first edition and how that went. But yeah, I like the second edition. I'm going to bring you all the content that you've seen in the introduction, starting with Summoner Wars starter set. So this only brings two factions, Tundra Orcs and the Phoenix Elves. As you can see, there's a master set and there will be individual factions or packs for factions that you can buy. But if you want to try the game, there's everything needed here on this starter set, where you have two factions that you can play against another player. Because this is a two players game, so that's an important information that I want you to be aware. This is just a two players game that you play against another player. Okay, you have a faction, the other player controls another faction, and it will be clashing in this map that I'm going to show you. So you see you have the Phoenix Elves, the Tundra Orcs, some dice, the battle mat, rule books, and tokens. So let's see what is inside. Summoner Wars, the starter set. My plan here, you saw all the boxes and all the content in the introduction, so my plan is to make sure that I can fit all these things into just one box, and already with room for the content that I don't own yet, which is, I believe, 4 factions yet, but I didn't want to wait for that in order to bring the game to the channel and to share with you. So, and I'm sure that Played at Games will continue to release factions following the example of other game companies. Yes, I'm talking to you, Unmatched. I'm talking to you, Villainous. We've seen the formula working, so I expect the same here. So let's take everything out, and that's the box that clearly doesn't need to coexist in my shelves anymore, because the only content is basically this, tokens that I will punch out and keep in some kind of box, 2 decks, dices, the manual that went away, and the player mat. So I'm just going to start here with the manual to give you an overview how the game plays. Okay, so it's easier to explain once I open the playmat for you to see. Okay, because the game is, you follow 8 or 6 or 7 or 8 phases, and then you pass to the other player and you do everything on your turn. The player does whatever they need to do on their turn, and that's it. So you'll be controlling a summoner, which are these header cards on the decks. Queen Maldaria here on the Phoenix Elves, and Grognak on the Tundra Orcs. There's their life, their affinity on certain cards, because there's also some deck building option here, advanced deck building option if you want to explore. And with the deck comes, these are as obvious pre-constructed decks, and comes this playmat. Oh, it's so rigid yet. This one is made of paper. It's a thick paper, but it's paper, while the master set will bring a cardboard version, so with a more premium feeling. No folded paper, no things like you see here. Everything is quite difficult to play. You need the iron to put everything in place. But yeah, so this is your side, and that's the other player's side, and the match will happen here. That's the halfway point there. And the easiest way for me to explain is just by looking here, where you have your draw pile and your discard pile, and there's this set of stages that I'm going to give you an overview just for you to be aware. So if you have like active enchantments, I will use some magic terms here, which is easier, or events. If you have some of them, you discard, and then you summon units adjacent to gates. So there will be cards that are called the gates, where it's like the respawn points or the summoning points that you need to put the creatures around. And you can summon as much as you have mana here to use. Not sure if the right term is mana here, but you get the point. So if you have 4 mana, you can spend 4 mana in 1 card, 2 cards, or only 1 card, several cards until you pay a maximum of 4. Then that's a move phase, so you can move. Moving a bit closer here. You can move up to 3 of your units 2 spaces each. So you need to choose which of 3 units maximum you want to move around, and you do the movements. Then you build. So that's where you also build structures like gates or other things on the back 3 rows or adjacent to your summoner. So the summoner will be also moving around, and it will allow you to build further away from your 3 rows, and also summon closer. Then after you build, after you move, you attack. You choose 3 of your units and you do the attacks. If you do not attack any enemy cards during this phase, you take 1 damage. So the game forces you to make some kind of attack. If not, you take damage. So think wisely. Then, in the end, before passing, you can discard cards of your hand to gain 1 magic. So magic is mana here. Cards that you don't like, you discard them and you get that back in mana, magic. There's another way for you to get magic, which is by killing. When you kill an opponent creature, you also get 1. So that's how you fill your pool. And then you discard them and you draw back until you have 5 cards. That's it. That's the game here. That's the game here explained. Okay? And you win the game by immediately killing your summoners, your opponent's summoner. If you do that, if you give 14 damage on Groknak or 9 on Queen Maldaria, bye bye, you lost. Okay, so let's get to know better these factions, because they all play differently. That's the beauty of the game, is that the 20, 30 expansions that you can find or factions already out there, they all have different playstyles that you need to master. Okay, so let's start with the leader here. The leader, as I mentioned, has 9, and then she has these abilities, and when she attacks, she throws. This number here is the number of dice that she throws. Okay, she throws 4, so very strong in attacking, and the damage is ranged. That's why you see a bow there. So when you throw the die, you can get range damage or melee damage with the swords here, or you can activate a special ability. If you get this wavy kind of symbol, you also activate some powers, which this character doesn't have. So what she has is, once per turn, after this unit attacks an enemy unit, you boost this unit. Okay, so by boosting means that you will use these tokens here, the ones, in order to put on top of her. So the more ones she has, she will throw more dice. Okay, so she can become very strong. You know, fire, it's always dangerous, fire. And you can only attack with 1 unit once. Okay, so you cannot do all the attacks with her and boost 3 times per turn. That's not possible, so you can only attack once. And then she also has another power, which is at the end of your turn, at the end of your attack phase, you may spend 1 boost, which is one of those tokens, to target a friendly common. Common is a type of character, so a simple character, and place it adjacent to this unit. Okay, so you can spend 1 of the boosts and say, "Hey, come back here to protect me," and she will be protected because she has a very low life. Okay, cool. So that's good. Maldaria. On the other side, what you have on the other side of the summoners, all summoners, you have the starting layout. So the leader would start here, the summoner, and then you have a gate there where you'll be spawning units, and you'll have this ranged elf here and this character there. That's how you start. Okay, so now you will have some cards that are repeated. You see some that are unique. Let's see all of them, and then on the back of these cards there's no difference. So this one is a champion, so it's not a common, it's a champion, meaning that this one of the most powerful cards in the Phoenix Elves army. Olias, ranged She looks like a sorcerer. 5, costs 5, that's how you read that. Affinity to fire, and she has a fiery summon. You may summon ember units adjacent to this unit. Ember units, I saw them. It's when they say ember, ember beast. Okay, so she serves as a summoning portal for ember units, because she will cast the ember unit, the elementals. And then ignite. Her ability is also ignite. Friendly adjacent ember units have +1 of strength, so they will have 1 more to attack if they are adjacent to Olias. Super powerful. Another champion is the Fire Drake. He is very expensive, 8 of magic. Takes a lot to get 8. He has more life than the summoner, 10 compared with 9 of the summoner. And may be summoner adjacent to your summoner. Okay. So wherever the summoner is, it could be spawned there. Okay, and it comes with the fire breath. This unit may attack through units. Okay, because he has a fire breath, so it's ranged, but could attack through units because there is block of view here in this game. So if you are here and you want to attack this one, if there is something in the front, you cannot do that unless you have a power to do, like this guy here. And when it does, if you have rolled a special symbol, it adds 1 damage to each unit between this unit and the target. So the fire breath will just burn everything along the way, which makes perfect sense. After we have Vanessa. Vanessa is now melee. You see, she has some swords. And she has riposte after this unit is attacked by an adjacent enemy unit. If this unit is still in play, you add 1 damage to that unit. So it has that final touch, which could be useful for that last kill. And now we start seeing the Ember units. So Ember mages. These are much cheaper, but also much weaker. Okay. The first time this unit is attacked on a turn, do not add more than 1 damage to it for that attack. Okay. So whatever is the first damage, it just takes once. So she never dies on the first attack, which is good. Means that she can always be there for fighting back when it's your turn again. So, good ability. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 Ember Mages, and then the Royal Guardian. Like a knight there. Engage each time an adjacent enemy unit moves or is forced away from this unit. Add 1 damage to that unit. Okay. Let's see what force is. So, after this unit attacks an adjacent enemy, common or champion, so basics or special, you may force that enemy 1 space. So force is to like pull it away, push it away, right? And if you that you give 1 damage. Get 2, 3, 4, 5 guardians, and then the Ember Beast. This unit may be summoned adjacent to a friendly Ember unit. Wow, so they spawn everywhere. These guys spawn everywhere. And it has wildfire at the start of your move phase. Add 1 damage to each adjacent enemy unit. So it burns the ground around. Okay, beasts. Okay, now we have also the Ember Archers with quick shot. After this unit moves, it may target a unit within 3 clear straight spaces and add 1 damage to that target. So if it moves, you may target a unit within 3 clear straight spaces. So it attacks far away. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 5 of them. And the blinding flare. So this is not a creature, it's not a unit. It's an event. It's a magic in this case, so it's a blinding flare, pay 1, and when your summoner or friendly unit adjacent to your summoner is being attacked, add 1 damage to it for each magic rolled instead of each sword or bow rolled. Okay, so you keep this as an event, and during the opponent's turn, when one of your units is being attacked, it gives 1 damage to the attacker for each of these things they roll instead of the swords or or the bow. So it limits the capability of the opponent to hit you because you'll be strict to just hit with those magic symbols. So 2 blinding flares, then burn, 2 burns. 2 burns. Target a common or champion within 2 spaces of your summoner. Add 2 damage to that target, so it's just direct damage, and burn, and you take 2 damage and you die for the last kill. Divine Retribution. Your summoner has this ability. Aura Phoenix. After this unit or friendly unit is within 3 spaces, is attacked by an enemy unit, so your summoner and everything around 3 spaces is attacked, add 1 damage to that unit. Okay, so it's giving retribution of all the damage that you take. So it's a good way for you to avoid being hit, because everyone will be afraid of that. And so these were the standard events, but there's also one epic event here. Epic event, the summon phase. When the ability of a friendly unit adds damage to an enemy unit without attacking it, the ability adds 1 more damage. Okay, so all those things we saw, those extra damage by this, by that, it becomes 2 if you are under the Spirit of the Phoenix event. And then you have the 4 gates that you can summon, so you can have different spawning points in the map. And you start with this one, which is stronger, so you can destroy gates by attacking and destroying them, which is a big pain in the ass for the opponent, because if you destroy the place where he needs to have to deploy units, he first of all needs to build another gate, and to build a gate it needs to be near to the summoner. So don't be careless in leaving your gate unprotected, because that can screw you a lot. Okay, now the other faction, these are the Tundra Orcs, led by Groknyak. Melee, 14 life, restore after this unit moves. If it is unboosted, you boost it. Okay, so both of them gain boosts, which is good. When a friendly unit within 3 spaces of this unit rolls dice for an attack or ability during your turn, you may spend 1 boost to reroll all of those dice. Okay, so if your opponent gets a good roll, you can say, hey, let's just try again. Okay, the champions are Ragnar. This looks like coming clearly from World of Warcraft. Well, these look like the fire elves. What's the name of that? Not fire elf. The red elf. No. What's the name of the? It's a red elves, fire elves. You know what I mean, right? It's a cheap copy of that. Blood Bond. After this unit attacks an enemy unit, add boost to your summoner equal to the number of PPP rolled. Okay, so yeah, these guys will be supporting this leader. Targan, ranged, some kind of sorcerer here that gives a far shot. This unit may attack cards up to 4 clear spaces away, very far away. It's a sniper. Friendly adjacent frost units have +1 of strength. So clearly I see the pattern now, which is the fire guys and the frost guys. So the fire guys will be spawning from the fire sorcerers, and here we'll have the frost characters making combo against frost as well. So Shonk has the wild strike. Wow, 8 dice! When this unit attacks, add 1 damage for each 1 damage to the target for each special symbol roll instead of each. Okay, so it gives damage for this symbol and not for that one, which lowers the probability of you getting a hit, but still you roll 8 dice. So I don't know the proportions to make my calculations here on the video, but it's far less. Then the Frost Shaman. When this unit attacks, if 0 symbols are rolled, no damage is added to the target. Okay, so you really need to count with those special symbols, and you get 5 Shamans. Then you get a Smasher. When this unit is being attacked, 1 extra damage to this unit. Okay, why is that? So this guy, he has lots of life, so He has lots of life, and you will go faster if you get the magic symbol. But he also attacks with 4, which is very powerful, so it's to keep it balanced. The Tundra Charger costs 0. The Blood Rush. After summoning this unit, you may add 1 damage to it to force it 1 space. So you could rush her by taking 1 damage, moves a little bit further away, and then it's ready to do something. Okay, 4 chargers, and then the Tundra Fighter. After each time this unit attacks an adjacent enemy card, you roll a die. If magic symbol is rolled, you may force this unit 1 space. If you do, this unit may resolve an extra attack against an adjacent enemy card. So it can attack twice if you get a good roll. Can attack twice. You have fighter. Now the freezing. No, wait, this is not freezing unit. So we had here which said when a friendly unit within 3 spaces of the unit rolls a dice for an attack. No, where did we saw the affinity for? No, Targan? Yeah. Friendly adjacent frost units have +1. So, what are the frost units? Because we're already getting into the... Maybe I'm losing something here. Would this symbol be frost? And I don't know the symbols yet. Because no one says frost, right? Oh, this one has that symbol. Let me check the manual. I'll check the manual to understand. Because I want to have this clear here. What are the frost units? If we can find that affinity. Boost, force, deck construct, there it is. There it is, there it is, glacial shift, those are not units, those are events. Ice Golem, hey, what is this faction here? This is another faction. Okay, so probably this manual is the same as what you'll get in the master set. So yeah. I don't see here a list, but I would like to. My guess would be that that symbol there represents frost. We could include, doesn't say 5 life, standards. Yeah, frost mage. No, I really don't know. If you know, help me in the comments, because I'm super lost here. I'm super lost. Let me check this again. Friendly adjacent frost units have +1 strength. I need to check it. But anyway, let's see. So, target and boost common or champion within 3 spaces of your summoner. Target has no abilities and cannot move. It's freezing. Maybe it's an event here that just frosts, because it says that frost units have +1 strength, so it's something that could be good for you. Friendly units have this ability, forceful attack. After this unit attacks or damage, you may force. Okay, Primal Fury. Primal Fury. Once per turn, after your summoner attacks an adjacent enemy card, you may force the summoner to 1 or 2 spaces. If you do, your summoner may resolve an extra attack. Okay. No, I don't think the frost is coming from here. Your commons have, this unit has +2 of strength when this unit attacks. If 0 or 1 of those symbols is rolled, when adding damage to the target, do the same number of damage to this unit. Okay, gets +2 strength, but then, yeah, you know what happens. And then you have the gates. Oh, and by the way, see, this deck here comes with some neutral units. So for the purpose of deck building, you can build your own deck. As you saw in the manual, there is rules for deck building. So you can add these champions to your deck. The Pirate, Mercenary, Blacksaber. At the start of your opponent's turn, you may spend 2 magic to take control of this unit. Okay, so she she will just be jumping around, which is always very dangerous. And Khan Queso, Plague. After this unit moves, you roll 2 die, add damage to each adjacent unit equal to the number of special symbols. And then spread any unit that starts its move adjacent to this unit as Plague until the end of your turn. Plague is this. Okay, so they get plagued. They get plagued. So first he spreads and then they get the plague. But he also has the plague, so he starts with plague. That's why he rolls 2 dice and gets the damage. So yeah, not that very exciting. But anyway, this was Summoner Wars, the starter set, and as you can imagine, my next videos will be focused on everything you saw in the introduction. So I hope you have enjoyed the video to the point that you hit that like button and considering subscribing, not to lose any of the videos. Or if you are watching this video later on, you'll find all the videos in a playlist dedicated to Summoner Wars. You just need to check the channel if you are interested in seeing any of those. And I hope if you like board games or card games in general, then I truly believe that you'll find interesting content in the channel to consider subscribing and to be part of this community. It really helps if you could leave that like and subscribe, because it's something that you can do for free and it really helps the channel to continue growing. Thank you. Enjoy. Goodbye.